All right, in this video, we're gonna talk about The Joint, a chiropractic franchise of clinics, and what you may not know about them. I'm Dr. Dan, and I have been in the chiropractic profession for over 20 years. I got into it because I was an athlete in high school and hurt my low back and had a chiropractor help me, and it turned me on to this great profession. And now here's the deal. If you've driven through any city, you've most likely seen a chiropractic clinic by the name of The Joint. And so when you look at this, the history of The Joint is that it started in 1999 by a chiropractor who wanted to reinvent the idea of routine, regular chiropractic care. That initial franchise built to 8 clinics, and in 2010, it got bought. And that's when The Joint reinvented itself and started to build their franchise of clinics. Right now, as we speak, they currently have over 800 clinics and make 4 million adjustments per year. Here's what I want you to know about this franchise. What they're saying is, they are saying we are innovating and reinventing quality healthcare, making it affordable and convenient. But my question is, are they really innovating it in the right way? Is this good? Is it a benefit to society? Are we helping the public get access to healthcare that they could have that represents chiropractic and has the consumer's, clients, or patient's best interest? I've got a very strong stance on this, but I will let you be the judge. I want to backtrack and just evaluate the history. Let's take a history lesson into chiropractic. What you probably don't know is that in 1895, the first chiropractic adjustment was given in Davenport, Iowa to a deaf janitor. After a series of adjustments, this deaf janitor began to get his hearing back. The name of the guy who gave the first adjustment was D.D. Palmer, and the school that he started was the Palmer School of Chiropractic. In fact, there's one in Davenport, Iowa, and there's one in Port Orange, Florida. Palmer School is the fountainhead of chiropractic. It is where it all began. The question you may ask is, how does a deaf janitor get his neck adjusted and his hearing come back? That was news to me as I got into this profession. But then I got into school and I started to ask specific questions about how do these results occur? How did this deaf janitor get his hearing back? And you start to look at it. So after that happened, there were deaf people coming from all parts of the country to Davenport, Iowa, hearing there was a new treatment and cure for deafness. Not everybody who was starting to get adjusted was getting their hearing restored, but other things were clearing up. Hearts were getting better. Lungs were breathing better. People were walking better. Ailments that couldn't be helped by the medical profession were being helped by these chiropractors. This is what started the profession of chiropractic. It was more than bad backs and bad necks. It was more than pain relief. And here's something interesting to think about. There were chiropractors in the early days, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, who were willing to go to jail and serve time in jail to protect their right to practice chiropractic. And I ask this to questions when I'm speaking on stages to chiropractors and chiropractic students. Do you think that these chiropractors would go to jail to defend and protect their right to help somebody with back pain? Now, I'm not saying back pain is not a noble thing. I've had it, and overcoming it meant the world to me. But I will argue to this day, it is not a worthy pursuit to be willing to spend time behind bars to protect and defend your right to help people with neck and back pain. And so when you step back and you look at it, what you think is actually right. There's way more to the story than chiropractic. And what these chiropractors were willing to go to jail for is the right to help people with their health through chiropractic adjustments so their whole body could be healthier. So their hearts and lungs and breathing and immunity and fertility and all the above, because it's connected to the brain through the spinal cord, and that spine has a direct and intimate connection with it. This is why they were willing to go to jail for it, because they were seeing people recover from things that are seemingly unrelated to the spine. And I could show you study after study, book after book, explaining the evidence and science and research behind how and why chiropractic gets the results that it does and has for over 125 years. There is a science, there is a philosophy, and there is an art to chiropractic. The art is the practice of the adjustment, the technique that a chiropractor uses. The science is the evidence that supports the efficacy behind its benefits, and the philosophy is the principles that lay the foundation for the entire profession. If you've never heard these before, it's okay. I'm telling you, it goes deeper than you think. And it's the reason why us chiropractors are so passionate behind what we do. because we've asked deep questions and come to the realization that health is more than what most people understand, and your spine has more of an impact on your life than you've been led to believe. And so chiropractic adjustments help so much more, and we want the public to know it. I myself have opened multiple practices. I have spoken all over the world on stages to chiropractors and medical doctors. I've spoken in research centers to PhDs and medical doctors on the influence and power of a chiropractic adjustment. I have been to the World Health Organization in Geneva, Switzerland, helping to influence their decision-making on making chiropractic available to the world. I have been to team chiropractor for NCAA teams, US Olympic and world teams, delivered thousands and thousands of adjustments. I have taught in a chiropractic university, and I do feel that I have a unique perspective on the profession. And this is where I will go back to the joint franchise. The question I asked, are they truly innovating, and what are they reinventing? What are they innovating? Their USP in business, what we call a unique selling proposition, their USP is to make chiropractic affordable and convenient. And at face value, that seems like a good idea. But let's go one layer deeper. Since chiropractic is a philosophy and a science and an art, the art of chiropractic becomes a major key to getting results. How you apply the adjustment becomes a major aspect of getting unique results that we've seen for over 125 years. Chiropractic adjustments influence the biomechanics of the body. That is the structure and alignment. Chiropractic adjustments also influence the functional through mobility and range of motion. And then most importantly, chiropractic adjustments influence the neurology of the body through the brain, the central nervous system, and the autonomic nervous system. This is why women who couldn't get pregnant have gotten pregnant through chiropractic. Babies who had colic have gotten better through chiropractic adjustments. People who have immune system problems have gotten better through chiropractic adjustments. People who have heart and lungs and digestion and breathing and skin issues have all had benefits from chiropractic adjustments with all of those things. Now, chiropractic adjustments are not intended to cure those things. The adjustment removes interference so the body can heal the way it was supposed to. But what is required to address the specific needs of each individual is to understand exactly what they need. And the way this science, philosophy, and art is best practiced is through the ability to have objective findings. Objectivity is not about what somebody tells you, it's about what you test, what you measure. And in chiropractic, that would be through something like an X-ray, a surface EMG test, a thermography test, an HRV, heart rate variability test, a pulse ox test, a posture test, or many others. The key is we gotta know what is going on, and we must see it. We must be able to objectively test it so that we not only can see what's wrong, we can see how we get it better. That isn't just reliant upon the patient's subjective feeling. We know that pain is the last thing to show up and the first thing to leave. So that is our indicator of whether somebody got better. It is a poor indicator of health. It is a poor indicator of success. So this is a major point of contention within the profession regarding the joint franchise. Affordable and convenient is one thing, but is the testing, the technique, and the application of our philosophy, science, and art being delivered within these offices? I take a step back and I look at, are they seeing the results that I've seen in my practices? Are they seeing the results that I see my clients have in their practices? Are they seeing people heal from things that seemingly are unrelated to the spine? That to me is the beauty of chiropractic, and the science behind it is crystal clear. And so I get excited about the future of chiropractic. I get excited about chiropractors who know and understand this and can apply this. But I also ask the question, how does a franchise like that grow so quickly? I mean, they have literally scaled to the biggest franchise in the history of the profession very fast. And I'm here to say, they do not pay their doctors very good. So the idea that we have a franchise where chiropractors will take a salary that is less than the standard or median for a profession begs the question why. And this is a trickle-down effect that I've seen happen, and ultimately that I tried to impact by teaching in a university and spending time on the road, preaching and teaching all over the world, is that when we have value for what we do and an ability to help others with the benefits that we know it provides, then we can go create and build the practices that have the impact and income that come with it. So I sit here and I think, how does two chiropractic students go to the same school, get the same grades, graduate at the same time, and one is making $50,000 to $60,000 a year at the joint, and another is making $500,000 in their own practice. What's the difference? It comes down to this conviction, confidence, and ability to communicate. And this is why I do what I do. Giving chiropractors an ability to be convicted about what they do, have pride in what they do, be an expert at what they do, and then being able to deliver that in their community through their business. Chiropractic today must be delivered through a business. We don't have these big hospital opportunities where we go and we get jobs in hospitals. And we wouldn't want it that way. Here's why. Because no hospital is going to allow a chiropractor to practice underneath this triune of art, science, and philosophy that is the foundation for our profession. Some people say, that's antiquated, that's old. I'm telling you right now, when you study the science, that our philosophy has proven the test of time to be true. It has not been proven to be untrue. In fact, I look at guys like Francis Crick and Ed Brenner, these fascinating scientists who went on record to say, we wanted to put the idea of vitalism to bed. We wanted to nail the final nail into the coffin of vitalism to prove that health and life can be proven and explained through physics and chemistry alone. And they fail when they attempted to do that. We have the likes of Deepak Chopra. We have so many doctors, both in the medical world and outside of the medical world, that have now proven and come forward that there's more to the story than the physical body. And one of the things that chiropractic hangs its hat on is this innate intelligence, as there's an inborn intelligence. And the reason why chiropractic adjustments are so beneficial have to do with the connection between the spine and the nervous system. And I believe that when a chiropractic student or chiropractor owns that and they're convicted of that, and they know how to communicate to another human, the limits come off. The potential for them to grow their practice, their income, and their impact has no ceiling, because people need what chiropractors have. The question is, are they receiving it? And can affordability and convenience deliver the thing that we hold so near and dear to our hearts? And we want the world and the public to know what they have available to them. The Joint's website says this: come in and see what makes us so unique. Once you experience our innovative approach, you'll wonder why all healthcare experiences aren't like this. So I'll give the Joint this: they are innovative. The question is, are they doing more harm or good for the public and the profession to get better healthcare? If you're a chiropractor seeing this, I'm sure you have a lot of emotion and a lot of thoughts around this topic, and chances are you disagree with me. I'm okay with that. If you're not a chiropractor and you're looking for one, make sure you find one that has the best interest in mind. Are there good chiropractors that work for the Joint? Of course. But the question becomes, and I think this is in any industry, is it helping the profession and is it helping the public? I'll leave that up to you. I have my viewpoints. Clearly you've seen some of them. I believe that the future is bright for chiropractic, and if you are looking for a chiropractor and you need any recommendations, I would love to help you. If you're a chiropractor, if you need help growing your practice, it's what I do all day, every day. That's it for me, Dr. Dan. I'm out.